for more on this, we're joined by Afghanistan analyst Esedullah Oguz. Thank you very much for your time today, Esedullah. Now, what was exactly the outcome of the talks today? Is there any real indication that all parties have committed to a plan for peace here?
Yes, today's meeting is the right step to peace in Afghanistan. Last year the peace process stopped in Afghanistan after the announcement of death of Mullah Omar, the Taliban leader, And now the international community is trying to restart this peace process. This is something good, but it should be a direct talk among Afghans. I mean, international efforts so far didn't bring any results, concrete results, in terms of establishing lasting peace in Afghanistan. We have to bring Afghan warring factions around the table to discuss the peace. Otherwise, you cannot achieve anything in Afghanistan.
And Pakistan plays a key role here. I mean, many would say that progress rests within the hands of Pakistan. Could they fix this situation? And if not, why?
Yes, Pakistan is a key player on Afghan affairs. Pakistan carried Afghan burden for almost 3 decades. Soviet occupation, the Afghan refugees for 30 years long in Pakistani soil. And now the war, the Pakistan had a certain aim when they carried this burden. They wanted to have a pro-Pakistani government in Kabul. They wanted to create a strategic depth in Afghanistan against their bigger enemy, India. And now that's why they were supporting Taliban in the past. And then, they achieved this aim in the 90s when Taliban came to power in October 96. But 9/11 made all Pakistan's policies and aims upside down. And now Pakistan, but didn't give up the Taliban card, and it's playing the Taliban card against Afghanistan to achieve its policies in Afghanistan.
Right, okay. And speaking of the Taliban, I mean, they weren't at the meeting. What can be realistically achieved without the Taliban at these talks?
The real troublemakers in Afghanistan are Taliban. Without Taliban, you cannot make anything, actually. The problem is now we have certain obstacles on the road to the peace, to the lasting peace in Afghanistan. First of all, Taliban is not a single entity like in the past. In the past, Taliban was a single group. Now we have many splinter groups within Taliban. And their attitude to peace is different now. Some are positive about peace talks with the government, some are negative, some have preconditions on the peace talks. That's why this makes very complicated to reach a deal in Afghanistan. The second obstacle is Taliban is not sincere about peace talks. They think that Western-led coalition, US-led Western coalition after 9/11, they have stolen the power from the Pashtuns, from the Taliban, and they give this power to Northern Alliance. And they are not ready to share the power with the non-Pashtun groups. That's why they are not sincere. They don't approach to these peace talks very sincerely. That's why we didn't have achieved anything concrete in the last meetings. The Afghan government had many secret and open talks in the past with the Taliban, but they didn't achieve anything because Taliban is not ready to share power with the other ethnic groups. This is the biggest problem. The other problem is the interference of neighboring countries in Afghanistan. The neighbors of Afghanistan they all have certain aims, certain policies on Afghanistan, and they are supporting certain groups in Afghanistan to achieve their aims. This makes also difficult to establish peace in Afghanistan.
Certainly looks like a long road ahead. Esedullah, thank you so much for your time this evening.